An acquaintance of mine made this Miro board, an FAQ about running ads specifically with creatives. Excuse his spelling mistakes, but it's really informational and really educational, and I wanted to run it through you guys and explain it. Now, we're going to be going over when to turn off losing creatives, why do my creatives die out so quick, and how to test creatives efficiently. So, when to turn off losing creatives. Now, your creatives should be turned off if they are overspending and underperforming, meaning you're spending too much money and you're not getting enough. Now, what does that look like? So over here, your creative should be turned off once reaching half the amount of product's value. So for example, $60 hoodie, $30 ad spend, no purchases, turn it off. Or you can follow a rule of thumb when turning off a creative, which is when it reaches between $15 to $30 in spend with zero purchases. This is not a super strict rule because if you are selling a high ticket product, right, you may need to spend more to have more impressions and more reach. But as a general rule for most e-commerce and clothing brands, this is a pretty good rule of thumb. Now, we're going to go over a quick little example over here. So, for example, if your item costs $50 and then you spent $25 in ad spend and it brought back zero purchases, turn off the ad. Now, if your item costs $50, right, same thing, but if the creative is bringing purchases and has a lower cost per acquisition of $25 or lower, then you want to surf scale the campaign, which means you kind of leave that on and put in more budget, stuff like that. As you can see here, leave ad on plus scale creative. Now, let's go over to the second topic here. Why do my creatives die out so quick? So there's two main reasons, right? Which is an oversaturated audience and auction overlap. So oversaturated audience basically means that, well, you are oversaturating the audience which you are targeting to. So too much targeting, they see it a bunch, now it's not performing because everyone's already seen it. Or auction overlap, which means that you are bidding against yourself in Meta's algorithm. Now, what that kind of means is like, imagine if you had two campaigns, both of them are the exact same, you just duplicated it, right? Well, because there's no exclusions, they're targeting the same people. So even though it's two campaigns, same creative, same audience, you're oversaturating them and you won't really know the actual frequency because you set it apart from two campaigns. So as you can see right here, it'll result in a high frequency, both for auction overlap and with an oversaturated audience. Now, let's go into the third one. How do I test creatives efficiently? So we can go down here, right? You can test differently. You can test off of budgeting and creative diversity. So here's an example. Usually if the budget is under $40, I will only run one ad set between 3 to 4 creatives, then turn off the losing ones. The reason why is because if you had a low budget like $20, you can't put in 10 creatives in there. It's going to take forever to get enough data to accurately adjust that those creatives or surf scale. You want to keep the budget pretty much compatible with the amount of creatives you're running, just so you can actually go through the process of adjusting and those creatives getting enough spend. Now, the best strategy to test test creatives at a low to high scale is do the way the budget is spread out and allocated throughout the ad set. So here's an example right here. You have one campaign, we have two different ad sets, right? Preferably with different targetings or exclusions. And then these are the creatives right here. So you have creative 1, 2, 3, 4, creative 1, 2, 3, 4. They can be the same, can be different. It just really depends. So this campaign strategy is commonly referred to as a CT or ABO. CT known as creative testing, and then ABO known as ad budget optimization. So here's that little FAQ I wanted to run through for you guys. I hope it helps someone. If you want to work with me personally, I do have a link in my description on YouTube. You can let me know, you can apply, and we can get a call going. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you guys want anything particular for me to walk over, let me know as well.